This is Lansdowne, the voice of the fans, and this is the window preview, review even. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast and Conor McAvoy. And of course, tonight we're talking about the greatest window ever in the history of Irish football. It's Lansdowne Roar, we're live, and we're live. Hello, you lovely Roar faithful. How is it going? Welcome to Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans.
Martin, did Dave sound ridiculously quiet there, or the music ridiculously loud for you?
Yeah.
There was something wrong.
Did you not hear me?
No, the mixture between you doing your intro and the audio was, it was like the music was louder than your voice, but we could hear you. You just sounded, it probably is the best you've ever sounded. We didn't have to hear your annoying voice more, but I'm fairness, that music went to your head, and Martin gets very frustrated when it's not muted. When he does, when Martin's hosting, do you know when he like panics when he's trying to get the music off, but he can't find it. He gets lost and he gets confused, and you just see his face panicking. But
Jesus Christ! Shot fires here from
fired. I mean, I didn't know who.
Minutes
I'm amazed.
Martin may panic looking for the music. He's not David Dunn.
Ireland win 2 games. Ireland win 2 games, and Dave's on a live. I mean, come on. I mean, it's a midweek live, and Dave's back. I mean,
that's a good question. When is the last time Dave's been out? Is this your first time since the last window review? Not like match.
Do you know what I say? You know what I say about yesterday? I'd say yesterday that it was wonderful being there. That it was something that I wouldn't want to miss. That's something I wouldn't want to be stuck at home watching in a pub somewhere. Is that right, Conor?
Yeah. Do you know anyone like that?
I'm glad you had a wonderful experience over there. Yeah, like serious missing outrage. But look, I couldn't have watched it in another better place, to be honest. I enjoyed watching it on TV. And you know, as I say to you, I go to Cheltenham a lot. I go every year to Cheltenham, right? And you actually miss out on so much going to actual event that you sometimes see. So I do sometimes enjoy it when you do, you know, like when you do see it, you know, on TV, because I was see it so much more. I'm trying to justify this in my head, but I watched it in the pub.
Yeah, man.
And this is no. I've had so many people say this to me today. Like, messages I've had is incredible, right? And thinking I was there, right? But obviously I wasn't there. And but they said, I said, oh, where did you watch it? And they went in the pub, and it was brilliant. It's the first time like people were back in the pub since the kind of pandemic, in a sense. I don't think that's exaggerating. I think it was the first kind of live experience of watching an Ireland game in the pub for a lot of people, where they went out and actually watched it because they knew they needed a result, and it was amazing. Like, you're seeing all the scenes, aren't you? It's incredible. Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad I was there.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Let me finish the intro because,
this isn't.
It's always smoother when me and Martin on. It's always smoother when me and Martin are on.
That's because he doesn't have a little bollocks interrupting only 2 seconds into it, perhaps.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Let me do the housekeeping. Let me do the housekeeping, and then we get into it, right? Because it's a bit of it. Right, if you want to support the page, you can buy us a coffee. The script, it's in the description below. You can buy us a coffee, please. If you want to donate, just one-off donation. If not, that's absolutely fine. I just want to speak to you. And of course, if you want to support the page as well, you can go to Roar Plus $4.99. That is also in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, head to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. And if you haven't already, Conor, what should he do right now if you haven't already?
Subscribe and like the video.
There we go. That's more.
Give them what? Why should they like the video, Dave? Go on, because I usually say a reason.
Because it really helps us. And if you're watching us on Spotify, or watching back or listening to us on Spotify, then please give us a 5-star review because it really does help. So there you go. So chaps, there you have it. And also, you wonderful Roar faithful, some of the comments coming in there. Keep them coming in. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast. So, yeah, happy to say, leave a comment, get involved, and we'll get to that. But we're just going to talk. I guess, Martin, you let the cat out of the bag. You weren't there last night. You watched it in the pub. Obviously, where did you guys watch it if you weren't there? Like myself and Conor, which was absolutely incredible. But yeah, lads, this has to be hands down the best window ever. I've never known a window like it. 2 results against 2, one top side, one very good side or good side. We had to win. We won, and we're in the playoffs. Who saw it coming? I didn't see it coming. And actually,
I think,
before
whoa, now.
I'll
I think
let
me
me.
and Connor, we had faith, didn't we, Connor?
Well, just let me say something first, though. Also, our thoughts are with Tony Galvin, who is recovering. Yeah, I just saw the book up there.
Look.
Just reminding me, he is in our thoughts. Tony Galvin, wherever you are, we hope you are okay, and we wish you nothing but the speediest recovery. Tony, who we've all had the pleasure of meeting, because he's an absolute gentleman and he's an Irish legend. And yeah, our thoughts are with you and your family, Tony. But back to, yeah, I mean, what a day, lads. Martin.
Go on, Martin.
Right. I mean, where to start? I mean, it was incredible. Like,
England
it just
won,
was
didn't it?
incredible. Yeah, it did. Yeah, delighted. I mean, 100% record, Connor. It's not been done. Didn't concede a goal. I can't believe you dug me out on that, you fucker. Anyway, no, incredible. And one thing I'd say is, look, it's just fantastic for Irish football. I've been thinking about it a lot today. I'm watching like just the viral videos of pubs, and people, just their reactions. I mean, one thing I'd say, a warning to everybody: these pubs have some shit hot CCTV, don't they now? Because people seem to be posting that. It's absolutely cracking, and just the reaction to it, and the bar staff going mad behind the bar and stuff, just when the goal went in. But from inside the stadium as well. Look, your video. I'm not. You did a fantastic job over there. I'm not just blowing smoke up, right? But it was fantastic. That video as well, Connor and Dave, that you got there, and your reaction. And Dave, watching it, I said the same thing in the pub. Oh my God, that's like Robbie Keane, that ball. And Kelleher, I mean, we are blessed for the first time since Shay Given, I think, to have a truly world-class goalkeeper. I'll give a bit of credit to the FAI. I know people hammer us, oh, you're very pro FAI and stuff like that, but everyone's really happy about Irish football at the moment, aren't they? And they did a 10-minute video of the highlights of the game today. And Kelleher made 3 or 4 world-class saves. And without him, the whole campaign, we wouldn't have been there. He was just incredible. He has just proven absolute world-class. And if you've got a world-class keeper, you've got a massive chance in international football.
Got a chance, haven't you?
Yeah, you have. But it was just brilliant. I'm so delighted. We know we go to the away games. Well, I do sometimes, as you know, because before you get your dig in. But we go and travel watching. I think back to that June game, and we spoke too much about it, so I'm not going to go into it. But we went back to Luxembourg. It's nights like that you remember, like tonight. And fair play, lads have spent thousands of euros and sterling, of course, going off to these games, and you got your rewards last night because it was absolutely fantastic. And I just feel the country has fallen in love with football. You can forget all about rugby, horse racing, everything else we're really good at. Right, but football is our key sport in Ireland, and it just shows you. And now I'm hoping, my overwhelming thought of this was, and I messaged the FAI last night, and I got a response which was good. I messaged David Crowell last night, and I said we need to build on this now because we've created new heroes for kids. Everybody should be able to get the Troy Parrott or Kelleher shirt that kids should be getting that for Christmas now. We have to create heroes. Look at the amount of interest now in the season tickets in a case. And I don't really care. People are judging it of, oh, you're jumping on a bandwagon. We want that. We want Irish football to do well. That's why we do the pod. Yeah, we always want Irish football to do well. We're scathing when it has to be. But for nights like last night, incredible. And, Troy Parrott as well. I just find his resilience amazing. He went to a window where he got no minutes at all. And last night, he delivered that, obviously a hat-trick. First time that's creating history as well. But 5 goals over that window. No one would have predicted that, apart from one of my co-contributors on this podcast. He did predict it, didn't you, Connor?
I predicted from the very start. I predicted after Armenia we'd get away, and I predicted what would happen yesterday. In fairness, I had forgot. I had so much going through my head just celebrating yesterday and just thinking how it was the greatest day of my life that I completely forgot about it. And fair play to Jamie, one of our Roar Faithful, who sent to me earlier. I was standing in the airport, and he goes, "Oh, you predicted it." And I was like, "What did I predict?" I didn't realize that I said that Troy Parrott was going to make himself a hero. He was going to make himself that hero for the kids for the next 5-10 years. What he done the other night, if he never scored for Ireland ever again, he's just created one of the greatest moments in Irish football in history. Like, we can talk about how good Kelleher was, but like what Troy Parrott done is one of the craziest things I've ever seen from a footballer ever in any aspect. 5 goals, 2 games. I'm just thinking back to the window preview the other night, or it came into my head there. I remember the very first start of the window, or maybe it was the Hungary or the Portugal preview. The three of us were on, and I was saying about football fans being very fickle. And Dave was kind of like to me that our fans are totally, everyone had no luck, no hope. And I said, if we win the Portugal game and we get the playoff, the whole country will be back on the bandwagon. And it showed, it was honestly, I wouldn't know if it's an all-time low because the Luxembourg loss under Kenny maybe was all-time low, but definitely in the last 2-3 years, heading into this window was the all-time low for where we're at after we lost to Armenia. Not even though, I mean, after the home game against Armenia, I think it had a more negative reaction than the away game because you can just say that's maybe a one-off. But I'm still in shock what we actually done. The whole country is back on side. Like, even if you look at our Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or views on YouTube yesterday, like, it is crazy what happens when Irish football does well, and people think, oh, people online thrive off negativity and stuff. Yeah, you might get views for 20 minutes, half an hour, but they don't last. But when you do stuff online and you look yesterday, you see fans from all around the world saying about Irish fans, about how great it would be to have them at the World Cup. The whole world is glued to this, and it's probably like, it's the most mental 5 days, 4 days I've ever seen from an Irish point of view. No matter what happens, like, it's crazy thing we haven't even qualified for nothing. Like, we could
No,
if Wales win tomorrow, we're in pot 3 and we're done.
Yeah, you know, like, I know some people might say, you know, you get one or two people saying, oh, you know, we haven't done anything, we haven't qualified yet. But you know what? Forget about that. The last 8 years have been so grim, really grim. You know, people forgot about the McLean goal against Wales to basically put us in the playoffs in 2017. You know, they immediately forgotten about that. And I said it to you off camera. I said, like, we have done this before. Going into the ground, like, we have done this before. We've been in a situation before, not as dramatic where we had to win the last 2 games and not against quality opposition like Portugal, and then to go against your direct competitors in a away game and to do like that is just beautiful. And what many people probably won't. I don't know. Maybe you did hear at home. We didn't hear it. We did hear at the time, Connor. Remember when the goal went in and the place was bounced like boom, boom, we were all chanting away. Larry Mullen on the drum kit behind the goal, and then all of a sudden, goal goes in, and we went mental. Actually, we're gonna show the video in a minute. Sort of condensed version of our reaction. We went mental. The whole stadium went completely silent, except up to the left, up in the gods where the Irish fans were. It was hilarious. We was just us and a few in the media lads. I thought we were going to get a bottle or a brick thrown in. It was just absolutely amazing. But nothing unites Ireland like football. And I'm sorry, this isn't even an anti. Like, it's the truth though. Football is the world's game. Rugby, nothing against it, not against horse racing, but it doesn't unite the country like this. I mean, it lifts the whole nation. And you know what? It came out of nowhere. This performance going into it, I said it in the fanzine notes. I said we went from this big inspirational video from Hamer to, can we just get this over with, please? Because I thought this is dead and buried. I really did. And the performance against Portugal, I always believed that performance was in this team, this group of players. And to be fair, none of us ever bought into the argument of, we don't have the players. We'd never believed that. We just didn't expect this to come out because we had no momentum whatsoever. And you know what? It's fantastic. And it's wonderful to see. And yeah, football does lift Ireland, the country, the nation, unlike any other sport. And it's brilliant. And we should be celebrating and we should be building on this now. And you think, Christ, if we can manage to qualify for this World Cup now, which seemed light years ago in September, you think we qualify for that. We're hosting the Euros. That could be 2 tournaments in a row that we're featuring. And you imagine you can't buy that sort of momentum. That could change football in this country. The funding, the interest. It's just Rory McDonald there. I wouldn't go that far, Rory, on the rugby balance, but you know what I mean. Like then you got the new lads at the top there in the FAI. Obviously, Carell and John Martin and Shane Robinson, I think. Yeah, it's a new leadership essentially, and then you think, okay, lads, where can you now take this momentum? What can you do? We've had it before, and it was literally just pissed away. Now, where can we take it? Before we get into it, we have a little look at our video. Again, Connor, our reaction.
Go on.
Let's have a look at this here. Hold on.
That's it. That's over. Gonna fucking blow up. Come on, Kelleher. Just fucking into the box. Yes. Routine. Yes. Yes. Fucking get in there! It's stunned. I'm stunned. He's done it. I can't fucking believe it. Yes!
God, where did that schoolgirl come from? Jesus Christ.
That's what it's about, and that's just magic. I mean,
it was
brilliant.
I've never seen it.
You know what people don't.
The giddiness
Yeah.
of you, though, Dave. I mean, it was brilliant. Like you couldn't speak, which that I know a lot of the Raw faithful would love that a bit more often. But no, brilliant. I mean, that's what it's about, lads. That is what it's about. And you've seen the scenes in the stands as well, and people have videoed at different angles and stuff. I mean, I love it. Like Kelleher's reaction, the angle from Kelleher, the celebrations, and two of the lads run to Kelleher. He does a knee slide as well, and yeah, look, what a moment! It's just so special, and yeah. I mean,
people saying
it is hairs on your neck, isn't it? It is that. Like, you're never going to forget that. Like, wherever you were, you'll remember that. And that's just what football does.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. What people don't realize there is that after I go into the toilet and I come back out again, there's this big, gruff security guard standing next to Connor. And he scored it out. I was like, oh, Christ. We actually have that on camera. That'll be in the vlog coming out in the next couple of weeks. I've done another one. And I was thinking, shit, Connor, like, is he kicking us out? Is he? Because we were kind of getting a bit mouthy there. Because we were doing the vlog. We were doing the post match, and he kept coming. I've never had this before, Connor, but he kept coming up, kind of staring at us, didn't they? And they're like, yeah, two, like that. And we're like, okay. They just wanted to go home. But there was no trouble outside the ground that I was aware of. Connor, Martin, did you hear any reports about it?
No, I've not heard anything. No. Only the fans are looking after each other, to be honest. Like I was on WhatsApp groups with fans in Budapest. One was one that I was the admin of it. I wasn't even there. But and I was getting links to let's go to this bar and this photos and this, and so it was like I was there in a sense. But just amazing. Like, but no trouble. Like, people looking after each other. People went AWOL, didn't they? People lost passports, things like that. People looking after each other. That's what it's about on a away trip with Ireland as well. So. I mean, I've seen some of these comments coming in, digging some of us out for some of our comments and previews and stuff. So I can't wait to get to them.
Martin, don't worry. I will address that.
Yeah, unbelievable. But it's just a clip. I think it's fantastic for the backroom staff, the players as well. I think we've learned an awful lot in this window. I'll be honest. I thought it was over. I thought we'd have a chance, but we need a result against Portugal. And we got it. I've got great admiration for the team, the leaders within the team. Like Seamus coming back. I mean, that story. I don't know if you said it on the show, but when he met Jason, who's a big supporter of the pod, of course, and he said to him, we owe you decent days out. We owe you results. We owe you. We got to create memories for the boys in green because you travel us, and they're amazed by that. So there is that bond. I think someone's already made a comment that the bond is there between the fans and the players. That's never really gone away. Yerevan was very disappointed, of course, but they've galvanized now. I think it's good. There'll be a lot. We'll have a chat, of course, about the contract extension or whatever's going to happen with Heimer. But yeah, look, I think fair play to the backroom staff as well. They've held their nerve. They've made tough decisions. He made a tough decision even last night. After Jack Taylor's fantastic performance in the game against Portugal, to bring Malumbi in. He made tactical changes as well last night, yesterday in the game. That were game changers as well. But like I said at the outset, you need moments in games. Kelleher's saves and Troy just delivering. It was unbelievable. And you could just see the bond between the team though as well. Those moments galvanize the team. They I've got no fear going into whoever we play in March, because that team now are there. They're together now. Like, I think we've cut rid of some of the bullshitters in that team who've let you down. And one thing I think is really important to say, and I know a lot of people hate, a lot of people are a bit, disappointed with Stephen Kenny, but I'll give a lot of credit to Stephen Kenny. He brought a few of these lads through, right? And we fast-tracked a lot of them, and they're delivered now. We've been on this show many nights when there's been, a couple of bunch of people watching it, Dave, haven't there? And people slagging off Parrott, he's useless. People were slagging him off, saying he was off in, someone even said, like, my wife turned around to me today, well, he only plays in the second division, doesn't he? I said, no, he doesn't. Like, people are still a bit clueless about him. You've got to give credit to these lads. They went away, they've got their game time, and they're delivering now for Ireland. And I think Stephen Kenny should be remembered for that as well.
Go on, Kenny.
Yeah. Look, even myself, the only criticism I ever had of Troy Parrott, I always thought he was a superb player. Was just he needed to bulk up, or he needed to show a little bit more physicality. And guess what? He's done it. Yeah. So he clearly, you're welcome, Troy. Clearly watches the ball. No, but he has, like, he really has. And to be fair, we haven't seen him over the last few months because he's been injured. When he's been white hot for AZ, he's been injured. He's been very, very unlucky. So we haven't had a chance to see him really. But yeah, he's etched himself in stone. I mean, never anything like that. I mean, here he is. He's 23. He's already got 10 goals for Ireland. You got Evan Ferguson's got 8 goals for Ireland. He's only 21. Now, these two lads, if we can find a way for both of them to play in the same 11, that'd be fantastic. But, two massive talents. And it goes to show you that, he was the next big thing. Troy Parrott, he was an outrageous underage player, 17, and he was banging in the goals like it wasn't even funny. So he always had an eye for goal. And basically, it didn't quite translate to the senior level. And he had a few loans that didn't really pay off or whatever. But, he's found his feet at AZ, and he's just done ever so well. I'm delighted for him as well. But I always felt he had that sort of performance in him. And it's just wonderful because a lot of people, gave up on him. We never did, to be fair. Having a critiquing a player and what we feel they need to do a bit more is not giving up on a player. It's just pointing out. So we think this is what you could do a little bit better, and that's not a bad thing. No player is perfect, but he has done absolutely superbly. I'm delighted for him. He got emotional. Well, we're all a bit emotional. Well, I'm stunned more than anything, but just wonderful to see it. And, fair play. The tactical astuteness, the tactical awareness on Thursday and the way we executed our plan against Portugal was just superb. It was efficient. It was wonderful. It came out of nowhere, but it was executed to perfection. That was all about the tactics. That was all about a game plan. The game yesterday was about heart. It was about soul. And it was about just not giving up. And that is massive. And I think what we've obviously lacked, this group of players has lacked, like, I put the boot into Collins. And those observations I made about him, I still stick by them, by the way. It doesn't change anything. He was excellent against Portugal. But we saw the game yesterday. He still switched off a little bit. However, with the leadership and something we've said, even though I didn't think Coleman would play an active role on the pitch, I said always I'd have him in around the squad because that you need that leadership. And Connor's had enough now. Connor's he'll come back in a second. But I always felt that you needed that leadership around the squad. It is a young squad. It is a young team. These lads are in their early 20s, a lot of them. And with that leadership, that armor in the shoulder, we've seen a massive difference. And that was one huge mistake that Hamer made that he's clearly rectified. And that's good. I just hope he's learned from his mistakes. And yeah, I think it's fantastic.
I agree with you, Dave. Like bringing John Egan back in, got a few minutes, of course, in a few of the games and stuff. But it's just a natural leader around the squad. And we spoke about captains before, but they're young men, a lot of them, and the senior guys who are captains, they're key to it. And there's no bullshit and hype with them lads. They're not like hyping up their own achievements or where they think, and they don't feel disrespected. Like Seamus Coleman, I'm sure he was inside like seething when he wasn't there, And to be fair, we got a little bit glimpse of it, didn't we? When Seamus came back in and said, "Look, I always feel I'm available to play." But he backed himself, didn't he? I'm one of the top 25 players to be able to play for Ireland. So he always backed himself. He didn't come out and say I feel disrespected or anything like that, and I don't want this to be a thing of taking the piss out of and getting hate on Matt Doherty, but Seamus's reaction is what I want from an Ireland player. We are different. Like the lads, you can just see them even out in Malahide last night celebrating with the fans. Just available and it's so unique for us. That's why we support them, and that's why we're disappointed when they let us down or have disappointments themselves, because we know we're hurting like them. But these moments are so special, and I think even Kelleher, you just think of it, his journey's come on, like it's difficult. You think of, I'll be honest, it is quite emotional thinking about it. Like he's lost his best friend like in the last 6 months, like one of his best friends in football. What a kind of resilient young man Kelleher is to come out and perform how good he is. That's it. Like absolutely in some of the games as well where he kept us in the game. It's just amazing, like that level of performance. And again, he has stepped up as just a massive leader now for me. Like just the lads have got to be so confident that he's behind you and won't let us down. There's no mistakes in him now for Ireland. He's just proper elevated levels for me.
Yeah, he's statesman-like, isn't he, Coleman?
I mean, I doubt it. We doubted them with Wembley, didn't we? We doubted their mentality. Like even Roy Keane was saying, like we capitulated.
Good
there,
reason.
we? Yeah, 5-0. Second, 0-0 at half time. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
But we have had disappointing results. Yerevan, we can't forget it overnight, and I think that'll be a massive lesson that you just can't have those performances. But the team's galvanized now. They went for it. They were on the verge of being knocked out. The pressure was on. They delivered against Portugal, and that was incredible last night. And now, I know we go into the tactical kind of bit of it. And yeah, he went, didn't he? He just went for it like yesterday. I mean, it's ironic, actually. We're talking about Troy Parrott hat-trick and stuff, but it could easily have been, couldn't it? It could easily have been Johnny Kenny. That save was unbelievable to stop that goal. That was a certain goal. Scales' defending and contribution. I mean, a player probably I think I used to always leave him out of the squad, to be honest. I just don't think they rate him, and I don't think he offers much. And I probably brought into the hype of some of the Celtic fans on here who absolutely hate him. But absolutely 2 fantastic games from him. And you've got to think the injuries as well was a massive thing. We had massive injury list. We're missing Knight, who was one of our first choice midfielders not so long ago at the start of the campaign, and we're thinking how are we replacing him. So you have to have a lot of respect for what the way the players, I think, have galvanized. And I love that even the celebrations. I love seeing Heimer kind of staying back, really like letting the lads have their moment. John O'Shea as well. Like the backroom staff are very united as well. So lots to work on, though. We will be analytical with some of it, because I did say on this as well. I think he was going to get a bit of luck, Heimer, and he did. We had the 3 home games. And the opposition are down to 10 men each time. And that was a massive factor. But I think the fans, to be honest, fair play to us. We kept behind the team, made a difference against Portugal. Definitely at home, put the pressure on them. The team, though, thrived off that. And that's it. We saw that in Yerevan, where I said, Dave, where, Evan got smashed around. No one came into him. The other night, the contrast in Portugal, when Diaz went for Ogbene when he went to get the ball, and Jack Taylor comes steaming in. Like when you're not doing that at our stadium, basically. You're not coming in roughhousing our players. And I love that. That's what it's about.
And that is a difference. And that was a point. And if I had been confronted by any member of the squad, because I got very angry, as you know, after the mini game. I was probably a little bit jet lagged, slightly. But I remember just going mental over it, because it was a disgraceful performance, the one in Yerevan. And I did feel like, you got the youngest lad in the squad there on the ground, not one who've gone over to see if he's all right. Like, what kind of togetherness is that? And in a couple of months, I think 1 or 2 taken out, 1 or 2 brought back in, the right people. And just all of a sudden, that dressing room is flipped. Seamus Coleman, can he play 2 games, 2 full 90 minutes in a window? No, I don't think he can. I'm not having a pop at him. He's 37. He's had a lot of injuries, but still have him in. He still can play a part. He can play maybe in one of those games. As we saw, he was immense against Portugal. Well, no, I mean, I'm calling it as I see it.
You owe me a Martin apology.
Absolutely never. Absolutely never. Good for you to join us there, Connor.
Yeah.
Pissing
Your
off there.
take on Coleman was already as bad as my Wi-Fi there for the last 10 minutes.
Do you know what's mad though as well? Like, you know, you can't underestimate. I know it's the World Cup and stuff, and these lads, you know, like you get some players who you just think they don't hurt, they don't get disappointed. You know, do they really care? That was a criticism, wasn't it? You know, they do they give a shit? Like, you see them not working, like that FAI 10-minute video of the highlights, right? There's when the celebrations are there, Malumbi cannot believe it. Like he's basically in tears, and we still got to kick off. Yeah, I mean the lads, the emotion of Troy as well, just shows you know that they're young men under serious pressure, and off the fan base as well, on the media of course and stuff. But you know, fair play.
Yeah.
Like it was just incredible. Like it's
one-
definitely. Where does it rank this one? You know, in
Windows
like,
one,
in the games.
It can't be
Window
number
one, yeah.
ones ever because that we
No, it
haven't
won't be, no.
achieved anything from it. But in terms of like what it done, like, and as you said, Martin, it's like we talk about club football, this and that, and people in Ireland that care more about supporting an English team through television than watching their country. Last night just beats everything. Like you just nothing like that for your country. Players crying. Players were crying after scoring a last minute winner to get us to a playoff. And it's not like we are maybe Armenia who never get to playoffs. Like we do get to playoffs more often than not, or semi-regularly. Everyone be once every 2 qualifying campaigns at this stage. And these players were crying. Collins was crying in his interview after. Coleman was in shock. Malumbi had his head in his hands even after the game. They all could not believe it. Even like the likes of Jimmy Dunn, I seen he posted on his Instagram story that it was the best day of his life. And that's a lad that's an unused sub. And like usually when lads are unused sub, they find hard to be part of it. But he didn't care. Best day of his life. Like even Kelleher shows no emotion. The press box was a good example of it, where the Irish media are quite probably the most professional media you'd see in terms of to themselves.
You too.
Everyone lost the plot. There was not no one could do. We were all just losing it. The fans had lost it. Heimer was the only man that really kept us cool, I think, in the whole thing. And then the funny thing is they put a ball in the box and I was, oh crap, myself. Because at Sabazai got the ball on the edge of the box and I was like, oh my God, he's going to shoot. And even from his point of view, like, he's seen him in tears after, crying after. And like he's a lot of players for Liverpool. He's probably been the 4 midfielder in the Premier League this season. Really from anywhere from Liverpool, definitely he's been their best player this season. And he's crying after. It just means more. Does it? Get to World Cup is the pinnacle of football. Money comes out of it. The players are completely in shock. I'm sure they're still in shock now. And it just sets up an unbelievable, like, from our point of view, from fans' point of view, for players that are maybe on the cusp of the squad that can get a move in January, that can think, I want to get in the World Cup, I want to be in the squad for March, and they're going to maybe push for a move in January to get to a club that they think will maybe suit them in terms of getting 90 minutes every week to break in the squad. And like the players were missing, they were out injured, that were unavailable to pick from, and the Kevin O'Toole effect was in full display. 2 wins with Kevin O'Toole in the camp and 2 games played. And it was good to see him. He actually got, I don't know if you've seen that, he got interviewed by the MLS after. Good to see him and him feeling part of it, which is massive. Even though, like, reality is he probably won't be in the squad come March because there's lads maybe playing at a higher level, or lads playing that, or maybe it more consistently. But it's unbelievable what has just happened over the last couple of days, what the country's happened. Like, the under 17s were the talk of the town for everyone. I remember getting given out to on Twitter, getting abuse from Martin. Remember after we watched the Slovakia 7-21s match and we were all disappointed they didn't win the game, they drew the game. People commenting saying the future of Irish football, international football in Ireland's dead. There's no coming back from what's happened. We'll never get back to any good. And look what's happened. It's all just turned around like that. And you know it's a good day when I don't have to bring the positivity to Irish football, when I don't have to tweet stuff for positivity, because the whole world is doing it, and it takes pressure off me getting abused for blaming everything. So like we had a good win. Like Conor Coventry made his debut, Johnny Kenny made his debut. Johnny Kenny nearly said me a hero, but that keeper made an unbelievable save, in fairness to him. And lads stepped up when it really mattered. Like even Heimer, on the perspective, like everyone knows how big of a fan of Finn is as. He didn't have a great window in terms of his play and what he done, but Heimer left him on the pitch yesterday because he's the ability to create something out of nothing. And when he moved him into midfield, he took that gamble. He took Cullen off. He took Malumbi off. And he created a pass that only he can make in our team. And despite all the balls he gave away in the first half and even falling over himself, he completely turned it around in the second half with that ball. He played like De Bruyne in the last 20 minutes. And the thing is, what I liked was he had no fear. He was just constantly getting on the ball. Give me the ball and I'll put it in the box. Give me the ball and I'll make something happen. And it worked out in the end. And himself and Troy have a good, you can see they have a good connection. Going back to even, what was it, the Bulgaria game in March in the Nations League playoff. The two of them linked up very well then. So it's like the feeling you get right now. Like even lads like Darrow Shea had a great window. Liam Scales just went in that header alone. The ball, the floated ball by Callagher was inch perfect, because usually you can overhit them balls, can't you? And a keeper will come out and just win it and clear it, and that's that, and then the whistle's gone. But it was the perfect timing, perfect weight ball on it, and Scales has put himself as a hero. And off O'Brien at halftime yesterday put Scales as the left centre half. We looked probably more balanced with a left footer playing there, and O'Shea on the right hand side of that three, and things really started to pick up then, because we conceded, didn't we? We went 2-1 down. We scored the penalty, and then we looked awful. But like I don't, as I said to you yesterday, Dave, I don't care because we won the match. But like we did look really bad. And then in fairness, he changed at halftime. We were saying Manning has to come on at the break, but it didn't make sense. You were playing Scales and Azaz, the left hand side, both them out of position, and then as soon as it was turned up a bit, changed up a bit, everything came back into play. And like we actually have something to look forward to now. We've a draw on Thursday. We can look forward to the Wales match tomorrow. We know what we need to happen to get pot 2. We have an under 17 last 16 of World Cup tomorrow. The under 21s play Andorra tomorrow after getting robbed against England. The under 19s play the Netherlands tomorrow. Like there's so much to be positive about, and I always say that's why I'm always so positive, because I know how fast things change. I know how good these players are. It's like with Troy. He always had the ability, and he was always going to come good again. It's just confidence, and it's just getting your confidence back. Troy has always been this good. He just hasn't had the confidence. He hasn't had that break. He hasn't had that bit of luck. And it was always going to... It's the same with Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson's going to turn in, and I know Evan Ferguson's going to be a world-class player, because I just know he has the ability, unless his body gives up on him. But I think it's just going through a tough patch at the moment. And like Troy went through a really tough patch, and it was... I know Troy's wasn't with injuries, but his was just in terms of confidence can be just as bad as injuries, because confidence, if your confidence goes, it can be almost impossible sometimes with lads to turn around. Whilst with Evan, he just knows his body was giving up on him, because he was doing really well at the start at Roma. And like as I said the other day with Parrott, he didn't come into this window on red hot form. Yes, he was playing well, but he missed 2 penalties back to back. And it wasn't like, and I said, as I've said to you lads, he's the type of player, he doesn't care. He will miss 10 chances in a row and he will back himself to score every single time. And that's kind of sometimes what you need in international football. But like what Varga's like with Hungary. Maybe Varga's not the best striker in the world, but he always turns up for Hungary. I think Parrott will just be always that type of player. When he plays for Ireland, he'll always turn up for us. He'll always be very good. It means Everton, him crying his eyes out after. Like, he's the most famous man in Ireland at the moment. He's every kid in Ireland's favourite player forever. He's every fan's favourite player. The reality is, rename the airport the Troy Parrott Airport. I think we should. Like, that'd be insane.
I saw that,
like
they changed the Twitter handle.
Yeah, it was class. And then like even the stuff like the late was the late Troy show. Troy show, again.
Troy the Rovers. I mean, it just writes itself. So of course tomorrow we need North Macedonia not to lose. And you know, I might forgive them.
And by the way, Dave, we need Bosnia to not beat Austria, but we would probably, no disrespect to Bosnia, but it's kind of something we would expect to happen. We expect Austria to beat Austria top of their group.
Bosnia second though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in Austria, isn't it? It's last game of the qualifiers in. So you kind of not disrespect.
And they need to get. We need them to basically. So we need Austria not to lose against.
Yeah, not to lose in top of their group. Okay. Because Austria would be higher ranked than us in the rankings.
So Wales not to win. Come on, Macedonia. Sorry, Wales. Normally I'd be for you, but you know it's not personal, it's business. I'm sure you'd understand. And we need Austria to not lose against Bosnia, and then we're in pot 2, and then we get a home semi-final, and then God knows where it is after that. I have to say, and then we'll probably move on to the comments in a little bit. Szoboszlai is probably the best player on the pitch, probably performance-wise, other than obviously the hat-trick from Troy Parrott. I mean, for the full 90 minutes. What an arsehole. I didn't realise, because I couldn't watch the match back, because my Wi-Fi wasn't working properly on the laptop and all that, so I had to watch it with my eyes. And I didn't know he was doing all of that. You would have thought a player of his stature playing for a team like Liverpool. I mean, but then to be fair, he saw Ronaldo on Thursday. You're thinking, like, where did that come from? And just, that complete arrogance, like, just. And then he's touching up his
Liverpool
hair. And he's
typical- Oh,
taking his
Liverpool!
time.
Yeah, it's not a shock to me, Martin. Is it a shock to
No.
you?
No,
Liverpool-
he
Liverpool
didn't do
took
that
it
before he moved there.
Yeah. Oh, you want to fucking don't get me started on the whole Man United thing. Ronaldo,
Well,
sorry.
no, we're just saying, but why bringing into other clubs?
All
We're
the-
just talking about Liverpool players. We see Van Dijk's a very arrogant fella.
Mm.
Rooney called him out in it, and when
Yeah.
Van Dijk said to his face, Freddie backed up his point. Maybe his captain at club level, maybe he's teaching him the wrong way. But maybe he needs a leader like Seamus Coleman around him, who is the greatest captain of all. And I don't care what anyone says. You can talk about any other right back for Irish history. Seamus Coleman is our greatest ever right back. What he has done, he has single-handedly turned this qualifier around. No matter what anyone says,
Oh, he's not better
No,
than Dennis Irwin.
but not as what I mean in his whole career as a right back. I would say Dennis Irwin's the greatest ever left. I know international football, USA didn't play right back, but in international football, Seamus Coleman.
I'm saving you from an absolute shellacking, Connor.
I don't
Take the
care.
win. I'm
Seamus
saving
Coleman is
you
our
from
coach.
abuse there. Dennis Irwin is the
Seamus
greatest
Coleman
ever
is our
right
coach.
back, but
He's our greatest ever captain, and he's going to lead us out to the World Cup next summer. And the thing is, he's not a captain at the moment. And in fairness, I must say, I'm delighted for Collins because Collins you seen him crying last night. He must feel the weight of the world on his shoulders at the moment because maybe that's why he affected, because he went through a tough spell at Brentford for a while. I know he was made captain there, but I do think maybe Ireland was the thing that was affecting him because he was getting a lot of abuse. It was all saying Collins isn't as good as he thinks he is, or as everyone else thinks he is, and he's no leader for Ireland. He's not a leader at all, and you can see him talking about how much of a difference they're all down when Seamus Coleman and John Egan came back into camp, how they lifted everyone up. And I guess he's learned so much off Coleman, and he would have felt the whole weight, and he was probably expecting to get stripped of the captaincy when Coleman came back in. And it probably is a good thing Hamer didn't take the captaincy off him because he has that feeling now that he's kind of led Ireland into a World Cup playoff, so we haven't done in a while. He can take that praise. Maybe he should have came out closing down for the goal last night, but he put in a warrior type display on Thursday night against the Portuguese, and I think he's only going to get better from this. And this is probably sort of thing that'll just kick him on even further, because as you know, lads, if a lad gets to a World Cup and it does well in that World Cup, their career can just explode. I can imagine Troy Parrott being the type going to the World Cup next summer, scoring 4 or 5 goals, and then every club in Europe wants him.
Jeez,
No,
if he
fair
scores
enough.
5 goals in a World Cup, we're winning it.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Patrick
golden
and I'm
boot
sure
there,
he's done it
Tony.
in 4 days.
One thing I just want to say as well, like I said already, I want the FAI to build on this, and young lads really, and I'm saying like kids as well, like the shirts and things, heroes. But one thing I'd say as well, it's like young lads, I went to the World Cup 2002 and I thought, oh, this is amazing. This is what, this is going to be it forever. And it's not. You can't take these times for granted. Euro 2012, 2016, fantastic, amazing. When I was there with Kean there, 2016, he was only 4 years old. And I thought, yeah, we're going to be at these again. And it just takes so much time. And it's a massive commitment, as we know. But I think this age group now, the lads, like the players, they're very relatable to a lot of the young lads now. We've got, we said how Irish football, you've done a fantastic job on the League of Ireland pod. I'm being so nice to you two tonight, as usual. But, you do the League of Ireland pod and we talk about how good the League of Ireland is. And we've got a massive fan base who want Irish football to do so well, and supporting their local teams and things. And that as well is so important. Like the lads are relatable. We had a bit of negativity, didn't we? Like Sammy Schmodix interacting when people disappointed and having to go at him or whatever. And we clarified that all on the pod before and spoke about it. But these lads are relatable now. I'm delighted for lads who've travelled around the world. We know them. We meet them. We met them in Slattery's before the game last week. You meet them lads. They're just so into Ireland. It's their main thing, traveling. And that's what I've had that years ago. You never missed a game. And you just want to have that moment. And I'm so happy for a lot of fans because it is just rewards for fans who go around. And I saw a brilliant interview, Jerry McNamee there, a friend of the show as well, and Frank O'Connor. Friendships are being formed on these trips, and like they're just going, oh yeah, I met him, and they're just talking about first followed Ireland in '77. Said Jerry. He said, I'm delighted for these young lads. I just can really relate to that because that's what it is for the future of Irish football. You need to have these moments. You do. And I think the players really get the support, as I said earlier, with Seamus Coleman's, Jason and stuff. So, yeah, brilliant, lads. I mean, I was gutted I wasn't there, but, you know, seeing the video and stuff, and you know, I had a fantastic time in the pub. I was in the pub watching it with people who just know I love Irish football. I said to them, I'm going to watch the pub. I had a pint watching the game just because I was so nervous. For someone, like when we scored for the penalty, someone went, do you want a pint? I went, yeah, I'll have one. And I was there. And at the end, it didn't matter. You didn't have to be drinking to have a good time. But like, there was kids in there. Everyone singing Ireland songs. And they weren't in the Ireland fans. Everyone just jumped on the bandwagon because we're all there and having a great crack watching Ireland. Amazing.
No, fantastic. Yeah, and long may you continue. Right, let's get into the comments, lads. Before we do, just want to remind everybody, if you want to support the pod and what we do, and if you're new to the pod, welcome. But yeah, you can give us a one-off donation. You can buy us a coffee in the description below, or you can subscribe to Roar Plus and get a little bit of extra content, a little bit of extra Roar. That's $4.99, whatever currency you live in. All right, lads, let us get into the comments. All right, got a fair few to get through. Just under 1,000 will be watching tonight. I suppose most people are still on the live. John Brophy Jr., what pot are we in, lads? What does it look like? Who does it look like we're playing in the playoffs? We're pot 3 at the moment, but we need Wales not to win, and we need Austria not to lose, basically. And then we're in pot 2, and then we get a home semi-final. Is that correct, chaps?
Yep. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and the final is the final piece of random draw. It could be anywhere, so
yeah,
we could.
Was it a random draw? So you could be at
home.
home.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that done on Thursday, I assume, as well? Then I do the where you're going to be.
Well.
Oh, brilliant.
So Thursday, we will try and do a live watch along. We're traveling up to Leeds, and we literally arrive in Leeds. Leeds,
Dirty Leeds.
Dirty Leeds. Yeah, we're up for the award ceremony. So there you go. It's all mad.
But
with some more.
Yeah, we will be.
Yeah.
We'll tell the fans what we're doing live. We're not negative here. We're ultra positive. Even if we don't do it, we'll just tell we're doing one anyway. But we are going to be doing one.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll figure it out anyway. We'll probably be in a Leeds station.
Definitely doing it.
Yeah, we might be just in a corner somewhere in a train
Leeds
station. Yeah. God, it's gonna be weird going up north. Haven't been up north for a while. Winston Morrison, try anything you want. Turn up like Game 7 LeBron. Good man, Winston. Liam Blake, I know Troy scored the winner, but I've watched the replay several times, and bloody heck, what a ball from Gallagher. It was superb, wasn't it? And I'm glad that he heard me up in the gods. You know, I sent that energy, just hit it into the fucking box. That was it. It was just throw it into the box. Celtic 70, been waiting for this all day. Hopefully it's the 3 lads. Brilliant. Good man, Celtic. You know it. Declan, absolute scenes in that away end yesterday. Great seeing all the videos in the pubs, etc. back home, and nothing topped actually being their best moment of my life. Good man, Declan. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're class, says Nick. Hugo Brooks, we are very class. Indeed. Liam Blake asks, when are we going live? We're live now, Liam. We're live right now. And then Celtic is jumping on that. Hopefully live before the World Cup, lads. Definitely not. Get a bit of stick there, lads. Give us some credit. I tried to have a nap. I haven't been feeling well.
I was on 1 hour sleep heading into. I had 1 hour sleep last night, so I have a bit of respect for us now. People know where they're on. Wind up.
Fucking Ryanair. Jesus Christ. I got on the Ryanair flight, lads. I couldn't even order into my seat. Like, what's going on? I was like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Bastards.
You don't get the rep checker treatment.
What, 2 planes? You got 2 flights, and you flew over in a crappy little prop plane the other day, didn't you, as well? Probably shitting yourself.
Yeah. No, I like them planes, so they are nice. It's just when it's windy, they get sent across the sky like a madman.
I haven't still haven't been on one before. I only fly jet, Gunnar. Jet. I don't think we've had 2 big results like what?
Jet 2, that's about it.
I don't think we've had 2 big results like that back to back since Gluten FC. Actually, no, I flew over. KLM lads. Nice. You know? Royal Airline for podcast royalty. What can you say?
Jesus.
Yeah, you could call me that as well, Martin. I don't mind. It's all gone to my head. Martin Fitzpatrick, never seen such a shower happy fuckers. Yup, says Martin, and yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful to
Good man,
see,
Martin.
isn't it? Good man. Absolutely hanging today, but best away trip ever, says Stephen. Right, good man, Stephen.
Tell you
I
what
think
was
he
a
was in-
disgrace. Do you know what was a disgrace?
what
All
was
the
the
Irish
disgrace?
bars in Budapest close at 12 o'clock, even after Ireland have an iconic night. They don't even stay open a little later than 12 o'clock. An absolute disgrace.
Does that really surprise you?
No, but I think it still is a disgrace, to be honest with you.
No,
Should
they,
never.
they. So we walked through the crowd, didn't we? We outside the ground. We were gonna get an Uber, but the traffic was ridiculous. So we just walked, grabbed something to eat, and then just walked back to the hotel. And yeah, it was just everyone was just stunned. I was sort of walking through them, sort of like, maybe somebody throw like a fucking box at you or whatever. Like no, they were just stunned. Neil Fenton, let David do the intro. Damn it, a lesson to the pair of yous. Good
Well,
man,
you
Neil.
make sure the music. In fairness, the music, I don't know what was going on there. The music was
I
ridiculous.
don't fucking know. I've had to take this stuff, undo it, and then put it back in again. This is my home podcast stuff, which goes on the road with me. Colin Sweeney, can I ask where last night's ranks in terms of best ever results? For me, it's probably the best since Holland 2001. I think last night, result wise, I don't know, would it be the best since Germany at home? with
Thursday.
Shane Long. Oh well, since Thursday. Performance-wise, I think Thursday was the most complete performance I've seen from an Ireland team against a top nation, where we've actually won the damn match. But last night was just smash your grass. It's top 5, Colin. In my just amazing. Like I know that the Dutch
It's the
game
best moment I've
2001.
ever had in football.
Yeah, like the game against the Dutch, we were holding on. We should have been 4 down at half time, and then they got a man sent off. We got a man sent off, which I suppose does make that even better.
Where we are is in a low ebb. I think in a very low ebb. Like we were thinking we were out, and we got a brilliant performance against Portugal. But like Euro 2016 as well, Robbie Brady's header that got us through, didn't it? That was incredible. Like late goal. That was a big one. I mean, Robbie Keane 2002, very similar goal as we've said. But we were out if we didn't score that, that World Cup really. So that's definitely up there for me. Gelsenkirchen as well. John O'Shea's last minute equaliser.
That doesn't
massive
cover
goal.
that. You can't. That's not on this.
No, I'm just
And
saying. I'm
nine-
just thinking off the top of my head. I mean, look, this one? To be honest, it's all right. It's not Stuttgart 88 stuff, but it's in the top 5, I think.
So it could be top 3. Like I think you have to kind of let the dust settle on it a little bit, so we're not all
A
hyperbolic.
95th minute winner, though. That's the thing. It's to come back from 2-1 down. You have to win, or campaign's over. The manager was gone. A lot of the players were questioned. Probably Coleman might have been done.
We've been very, very positive on this, but look, and I'm not going to fully go there, but like we lost to Armenia and they got fucking battered 9-1 in the group. That's mental.
Isn't it amazing what happens when Ronaldo isn't playing? Just saying. Just saying. When you're playing with 10 outfield players as opposed to 9. Just saying. No, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think in time, Colin, this will probably be, for me, might be the greatest moment because of everything. We weren't expecting it at a low ebb, being there personally. Yeah. The whole thing, it might eventually just creep up to the very top. It all settled.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to
Heimer was gone. Let's be honest, Heimer would have gone.
Yeah.
Heimer was gone if we hadn't got the playoff.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Harrison D. I'm sorry, Hamer. You were right, and I was wrong. I'm sorry, Hamer. Says Harrison.
Good man,
D.
Harrison.
Good man, Harrison. And don't you fucking forget it. No, I'm just joking. Celtic Symphony. Tell you what, I was disappointed for the boy Johnny Kenny when he missed the chance. Was not surprised. Celtic, you were doing so well. Complimenting the lad. Was not surprised, but it would have been a great moment. Fucking backhand that shit, eh? Backhand compliment.
That is the most positive thing he said about Johnny Kenny. But great to see Johnny Kenny make his debut, by the way.
Yeah, brilliant.
Welcome to the boys of great. I must admit, I'll be honest, lads. I tuned out. The game. I was so disappointed. I thought, fucking, well, Who are we going to get in the friendlies? Who's the next manager coming in? I was just thinking of all that, and I just tuned out. I went out for a wee, like bursting. And they had this weird sweet tea, didn't they? And I don't normally leave my seat, but I was bursting to go to the toilet. I ran out, got the sweet tea, and kind of wanted this Pepsi. Oh yeah, Martin, I had my orders right. Kind of couldn't get you anything. Oh yeah, Pepsi Max or Coke Zero. No, not regular Coke or regular. No, it has to be Pepsi Max. Like,
No,
okay,
but you asked me before. You asked me.
do you want me to
before
bring
the
it
ma- you
on a
asked me
fucking
before the match,
serviette out of
and
the
you're right
platter
back.
for you?
You're right. You're right back. No, but you're right back. You didn't get it, so I was like, "Oh, that's fine." And then you came back.
No,
after
because
you
it
went
keeps
to
me on the
toilets.
fucking door, like.
Yeah.
And I saw this big iron, and I thought, that's coffee. And he went, no, it's tea. Okay, can I have a tea, please? And then I drank it. It's like, that's not tea. I don't know what that is. Boiled piss, probably.
But do you know what? Do you know what?
Um,
Yes, it felt like. Didn't it feel like it felt like a 2-2? It was going to be one of those days where everyone said, "What a brilliant performance from the Irish! They done us proud." A 2-2 result against in Hungary in general would usually be a really good result away from home, and like we can build on it and we can go into the next campaign with positives to take. Would be Portugal got a good draw away, and the reality is, if we had drawn 2-2 with Hungary that was the first game away from home, we have been celebrating how good a result that is and how well we done defensively. And we would have, after Parrott scored that second goal in the 80th minute, we would have sat back. And the reality is, Sabazai would have had a million corners and another couple of free kicks, which every time he had a corner, I was crapping myself because it was ridiculous how the quality of his set piece delivery is out of this world, really, in all honesty. So I was worried so badly. So I was thinking, if that was a normal qualifier, we would have parked the bus for last 10 minutes, but because we had to go for it, it made it so special that we just had these lads on the pitch. We went and done something special, which I just think is pretty cool.
Paul Mahoney, imagine if Conor was the manager, Armstrong running around the last two games instead of our try.
No, I would have actually. I said I would have brought him off. I still would have had him as that option coming off the bench. I still think he would have done better off the bench than
What, than getting a hat trick? Oh, dear.
no. With someone else came on.
What, Kenny?
What is that? No, is that two backhanded compliments to Johnny
Ida.
Kenny now? You're right.
What? Who's
Oh, yeah,
sub?
but Ida.
Coming on who? Ida, you mean?
Putting the boot into Ida.
I think in that,
Danny
particularly in
Graham.
that first game against Portugal. That first game Portugal, I think Sinclair would have offered more off the bench.
Has Troy Park been the first Irishman to score an away hat trick?
Yeah.
I think we need to have Troy as our starter striker as a complete motivation for Evan Ferguson to push himself. He has to be, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is the first player. It was confirmed last night.
Here's a quick one, lads. 10 players apparently have Irish lads have got a hat trick. Can we name very quickly? Robbie Keane,
Don Gibbons.
Don Gibbons,
Tom
John
Robinson.
Aldridge, Tom Robinson, David Kelly, Israel, 87. Who am I missing?
Is it? Are you sure it's not 10 hat? It can't be. It's got to be more than 10 hat tricks, isn't it?
No, 10 Irish players to get a hat trick.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Shane,
Here's to
Troy
you,
Parrott, number 6.
Callum Robinson, Irish love you.
Oh, yeah,
boy.
Callum Robinson. Yeah.
Against
Did he get a
Qatar.
hat-trick,
He was
did
the
he?
last player. Before.
Yeah, he did.
Qatar at home.
7.
Remember
So
in the
there's 3 more.
centenary jerseys.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 3. Can the Roar Faithful name all 3? We'll move on. New York, looking forward to a conversation about 2 matches. Potential playoff opponents and where the Tri-Party statue should be put up. Catch me tonight, New York. I mean, yeah, maybe we should do a. I didn't see him there. I mean, to be fair, I didn't really. I was bollocks. I did. We did go out. We did have a nice drink with some of the Raw Faithful, and but then I went to bed nice and fresh.
Yeah, to be fair, Cole does a lot of tourist stuff over there as well. So he done. I think he done the
Nothing wrong with
Prosecco boat trip. The Prosecco boat trip, or I don't know if it's a Prosecco one. But
Yeah,
a
I
few
know
people
loads
did
of lads
that.
done that.
Yeah, look good.
Okay, so I
Yeah, on to the next game.
Harrison D, hi Celtic. Where did you watch the match? El Pablo, I'd like to each pose a question, or to pose a question to each of you. Who would you like to try and poach to play for us, given the opportunity now to play the World Cup? Bellingham, Nabel, etc. Don't really know. I don't really
Don't
want.
I don't want
No one?
people people on my
Anyone.
Dewsbury Hall. If Dewsbury Hall suddenly decided he
No.
wanted to play the World Cup, and especially after England,
No.
like I would make it honestly, I would make it very public that I would not have any interest in him, and I know it wouldn't go down with some well with certain people, but I would make it very public if he suddenly decided he wanted to play for Ireland after doing that interview if we get to a World Cup.
Yeah.
because I think it would be an absolute disgrace, in all honesty. A lad that doesn't feel Irish just because he wants to play in a World Cup. I get him. Say Malumbi dropped out of the squad, and I seen Malumbi crying his eyes out last night celebrating Ireland getting to a playoff. Like, you want lads that it means the world to them to play. But there would be a few eligible lads that probably could maybe come in.
I wouldn't have an issue with somebody coming in like Bellingham. Let's be honest, we're not going to get him. He wants to play for England with his brother. Nabel wants to play. No. Jude's getting a bit sticky. Was last night, wasn't he, from the manager?
Yeah, but Job got destroyed by Jacob Devaney in the middle of the pitch the other day. What an overrated player Job is.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd go after anyone else, Pablo, because I think it would actually deharmonize the squad, if that makes sense. Anyway, Paul Brown, I'm walking around in shock today. Unbelievable. The bravery they've shown in the best part of all this. Colin Sweeney, last question. Does anyone here, anyone see anyone else competing for a place outside the existing squad?
Oh, there's so many players. Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
Sure, 12 players.
Yeah, wow.
100%, Colin. Yeah, loads. There's no point saying the single names because there's loads. There's so many different players. Like,
yeah, you have to remember it's quite a depleted squad.
Yeah, but you look at the under 21s who've been in the senior squad as well, like Rocco, Abankwa as well. You just don't know. Like they could have six
Sinclair,
months.
Tom Cannon.
Yeah. You know. I think. I really want Evan to go smash goals in now and get fit. Jesus, Tyler Goodrum, Martin Prendergast. Might as well name me in that. Fuck's sake.
Simply answers the question. He watched it in the son's home. I was meant to be over for the Portugal game, but extended to stay for the Sunday. Well worth it. Good man. Lyle Fitz, Andrew Amabamdeli might get playing in the World Cup before he retires in the next 2 years.
It'd be a good way to sign off his career, wouldn't it? If he play the World Cup and then retire, sign off, wouldn't it, Dave?
Listen, I hope
it's written in the stars, isn't it? Jamie Coleman signs off his career after going to World Cup with Ireland.
I hope so. I really hope so. He deserves it. Seamus Coleman.
Oh yeah.
Sure, he was left out of Euro 2012 when he was playing week in, week out for Everton.
Yeah.
Madness. Harrison D, I saw part of some interviews with the British media. What's that all about? Did you reach out to him for an interview?
Yeah, I see him he did a match of the day thing, didn't he?
Did he?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's a few lads doing interviews. I did an interview with East. The station down in Sorry, John.
Wow. Jesus, never back again then.
No.
East Coast.
No,
is it East Coast Radio or something? No. Jesus,
yeah.
I'm trying to help you.
And well, I'm half asleep, lads. Like, you know what I mean? But no, we were on there and had a lovely chat with John and had a lovely chat with I think it was Andy last night. I'm sorry if I'm getting those names wrong, lads.
Talk Sport today. I've done a bit of coverage on Ireland as well. It was like one of the moments of the weekend. One of the journalists put up and Batchoy Parrott as well. So yeah, very good.
He's currently the best player in the world. Currently is.
Yeah.
Who's been the better player?
Form is, yeah.
Yeah, he's currently the best player in the world.
Yeah. Southeast Radio.
Southeast. Yeah, there you go.
John, if you know what I'm like, I'm fucking away with the fairies most of the time.
You only care if it's a British team.
How did you get on, Connor? Were you asked to go on the radio? Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, I was. But I was flying.
You should have cancelled your flight then, shouldn't you? You should have rebooked. Come on, Connor. It's your moment. IOU. Poor Al Slavs was distraught. His clown makeup was running. Wow, that's quite deep. Ben McElwin, watched with my granddad and uncle. Definitely a day to remember for years to come. Absolutely. Tony in LA. Well, that's a brilliant window. I think that we didn't play until March is a bonus. I wouldn't rule out meeting in the squad in March. Good days ahead, I feel. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Gets a chance at Spurs. It'll be hard to see him becoming a regular Spurs in March, but you never know. Like,
yeah,
he was very good tonight against.
Nice. He was absolutely excellent. If he hits the ground running with Tottenham, well, he'll probably go on loan somewhere, won't he? Like, he won't be. I think
he'll be. I believe he'll just be in with the first team every day, and then probably play matches at 21s. But like, he's not going to be in the Ireland team if he's playing matches at 21. But if he gets a chance with the first team or something and takes it or something, he could be coming off the bench or something. But it's probably hard to see at this stage. He's still very young. Like,
all right, and it's Alan Cochrane I spoke to yesterday. Very nice chap. So there you go. had a lovely positive talk, lads. You see that? See, I'm all over Ireland.
Just a quick one, Connor. Do you know, is Melia over yet? No.
No, he can't move yet.
He can't move over yet. No.
1st of January. And by the way, he deserves, like, he needs a break. Like, he played 56 this season. Like,
No, but I was just thinking, like, Tottenham, if they were in the FA Cup, that if he was over now and he had a month training and then FA Cup in January. But
I'd say he might move over. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it if he's allowed to move over early, and
that's what I was thinking.
Train as I don't know what way to call it, but yeah, I'm sure he could get over and train or something. But yeah, he won't be able to play matches until January. But yeah, it's a very exciting time for him because
I'm not far from Tottenham training ground, so let the stalking commence.
See outside of the big bush. No. Harrison, the good man Celtic went out to watch it in local here in Hull, and they had some skiing shite on. I rushed home and missed a hungry goal. Wow. You're already getting started. We already get started, I suppose. Kevin Callahan, David commentary was funny. At the end, put the ball in the fucking box. Legend. Thank you very much, Kevin. I do appreciate it. Shane Brown, good man, Shane. Love your support, mate. Love all your support, by the way. But thank you very much, Shane. Best one ever, other than the hurricane ones I had installed last year here in Florida. But delighted for all, and especially for players like Cullen, Seamus, John Egan, etc. And the Birdman. Little parrot emoji. Dennis Greno, I reckon that winning the World Cup feels exactly like how we all felt yesterday. I've been in superb form since that result, and we have months to savour before our next game. I've lost my voice today from all the shouting and roaring. Good man, Dennis. Day 52. I hope this boosts up the channel because you lads deserve, except maybe Martin. Good man, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
You don't deserve it. You don't go to the matches, Martin.
What must people do, by the way, if they're watching the video in their new year?
Yeah, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give the video a like. It really does help. And if you're listening back to us on Spotify, please give us a 5-star review. It just take you a couple of seconds. It'd be brilliant. And also, guys, if you do want to support what we're doing, you can buy us a coffee in the description below, or you can subscribe to Raw Plus, $4.99. It's just a bit of extra content. Don't worry, nothing's going behind a paywall.
Don't start.
I just had got a message from someone.
Go on.
Clearly watching. So,
go on.
Brendan just messaged me, Mason to Enfield Town.
Keith Morrow.
News on that score, actually. Anyway, I'll tell you later. Go on.
I seriously didn't think it was possible. Second place was where we hoped to finish, and that is where we are. Not to sound like an old fart, but it's like the old days again. Jesus Christ, long may it last. Oh, Keith, I remember them. I remember the days when if Ireland conceded, you were in shock. Never mind, lost. Tony in LA, hang on a second there, Martin. Delighted to see the team do well, but GA and rugby are also a big part of our culture, and there's no forgetting that. Oh,
yeah, I'm going for this.
Backslapped.
No, it's not. So rugby, that's just jumping on the bandwagon big time, isn't it? Like, because when they're successful and they disappoint us more than the football team. I think they're proper hype team. I'm not really into rugby, but I've jumped on the bandwagon myself. I'm not going to deny it. It's a good day out. But the GAA parochial, wasn't it? I love GAA, Kilkenny fan. But that is, county stuff, isn't it? Club and county, so it's totally different. You'll have brilliant days at the All Ireland, as I've had in the past. But when Ireland football team are playing, it's totally different in the country than anything else.
The people's game. Sorry, Tony. I will be detrimental. You know my stance on the whole thing.
If they're in a World Cup final, the whole country wouldn't stand still. Like if Ireland were in a World Cup playoff final, the whole country will stand still.
Yeah. Just think back to Italy 90, like the country emptied.
Yeah.
And even USA 94 emptied. Kieran Kelly, absolutely overwhelmed with emotion after Troy Paris winner yesterday. Keep up the amazing work, lads. I give Hamer a new contract now. That's a discussion for a future pod. Because now we have to let this settle down. We have to have a look at that. We will talk about that. But it's a very interesting one. Does he get a contract now, or do we see how he gets on in March? There's an argument for both sides of that, to be honest, and we will talk about that later on. Ryan McDonald, the fun the rugby. Like I know Troy scored a lot, but for his winner yesterday, what a ball from Keller. It was tippy top with the flick on. Incredible. Garage McGann. Defending between a team and nation is back. Roy McDonald, 5 goals in 4 days against a top 5 nation, arguably a top 10 European nation. Across the last 4 years or so, you wouldn't dream of that. Keith Morrill, I really hope these players realise what they can achieve. Thanks to you lads on the Roar for amping the shit of it, even when we looked fucked. No problem, Keith. That's what we do. Tony in LA. Josh Cullen's playing like a new man since he made it to the Premier League as a regular. Celtic Symphony. You still think Armstrong should have started Brendan Connor? Gosh.
Hang on. I think we should go back to that Josh Cullen one. I think, Dave.
Yeah, Josh Cullen, you, Josh
No.
Cullen.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. Josh. I'll go set the Armstrong one. I didn't call for him to start against Hungary. I thought it was the option, perhaps against Portugal. But I don't. Troy probably wouldn't have started if Evan Ferguson had been fit against Portugal. So that's just how it happens.
No one would have batted an eyelid. I still have Sinclair coming off the bench because no one else in the team wants to run the channels like he does.
Just in that one, look, fair play to Josh Cullen, but I stand by what I said.
A bit of credit.
Just give him credit.
I give him all credit. I give him all credit. Here, have some credit.
Outstanding in the Premier League this season, and against Portugal the other night. I thought he wasn't great last night, but no one was great yesterday, and I don't care.
There's €5 top up your phone, mate. There's a bit of credit, right?
Why are you being so harsh? Just say he's having a really good season. He's surprising.
He did very well against Portugal.
Yeah, and just say he's been surprised. You're pleasantly surprised with how well he's doing.
And gracious.
Elijah MCFC, hope your performances from Macedonia and Austria tomorrow. Absolutely. Ado LFC, first time commenting on your channel, lads. Keep up the good chat going. Great to see the passion from you guys. I'm still in the spin hobby essay. Amazing. Good man, Ado. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. A lot of people do actually watch it and don't comment. Kind of that was something we heard on Saturday, wasn't it? I was like, feel free, comment. It's not for everyone, but you know what? As long as you're watching and you enjoy it, it's for everybody. You want to comment, you want to get involved, or you want to just sit back and watch the chaos unfold and watch me butcher everyone's name and forget people's names. Like Jack Charlton, really, in that way, aren't I? Call him Pomegranate John. Stephen Ring. See, I did it just there. I called Stephen Ring Stephen Kenny. Jesus. I had some hassle getting in, small bit of hassle from a few at full time. Was in that small section on the I didn't even know that that was another Ireland section.
Yeah, that's category one. That was category one, but that was the kind of family, friends and family section.
Yeah, relatively new thing that they do where they'll have away fans.
No, they had that in Luxembourg as well years ago. They always have them behind a kind of bench in a way, a small little section.
One.
But actually, Frank was saying last night there was a few Hungarians weren't best pleased after their win goal that were like beside them, but like it died off pretty quick.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
As did their World Cup hopes.
Oh, wow. That's callous. It did empty. It just emptied just like that. It's incredible. But I was bursting to go to the toilet for ages, and I thought I better hold it in because I'll wait for some of the crowds to go out because I might get I might get a box peeing into the urinal on the back of the head. You know what I mean? Go all over my clothes. Paul Mahoney, HH for our extension and contract. Be happy with it if he could bring in his own team. Be happy with it if he could bring in his own team. And I'm not sure it's kind of typed it off there. Nick, I didn't really rate Scales before this week, but now I take a bullet from him. He was excellent, wasn't he? Just quickly on that, he was excellent over the 2 games.
By the way, I believe himself and Fessy could be suspended for the first playoff game.
They did both get booked, yeah.
They both are on got a second yellow. But for the team sheet never had the star besides being missed next match. But from what I've read online, I believe the yellow carries over to the semi-final. But I guess if you got a second yellow as such, you're not suspended for the final. So I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've read online,
Creeping's on a yellow, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's fine. If he gets yellow in the semi, he won't be suspended for the final.
Stupid then. Just
the rules I read, but like it should be cleared, like because technically the qualifying campaign is done.
Yeah, although if, for example, there's like Ronaldo is going to miss the World Cup, isn't he? So if someone got sent off,
he's written down as appeal, is he not?
Yeah, but still, like, so say if someone got sent off yesterday, then they would have missed it. That would have been a bit. You can't just clear that, can you? So it should carry over.
By the conduct,
I obviously want them both to play. But
he attacked a man with a moustache. Ronaldo, bastard. Did you see all the fanboy accounts though? Oh, even Piers Morgan getting involved. Game over.
My comments at halftime yesterday were all Portuguese people laughing at Irish fans. Or Ronaldo fans.
Who's laughing now? Harrison, do you remember Connor saying a part is not in form?
No, Harrison. You said he was on red hot form, and I said he wasn't on red hot form heading into the window because he missed 2 penalties back to back. That's not red hot form, but
I
he,
can follow that.
yeah, but now he's back. No, but he's definitely on red hot form now, Harrison, because he's the best player in the world this week.
The best. Paul Mahoney, be okay with HH getting an extension on a condition FAI, let him bring in his own back of his staff. Stephen Rain, the premium section threw cups on us. Then other lads next to us were spitting at us. But the vast majority were shaking hands and congratulating us. It was always going to happen, unfortunately, Steve. But at least the main thing is we won and you're okay. Not in that order. The main thing is you're all okay and we won. Neil Fenton, Hungry played like they thought they were better than us. The shock on their face at the end was priceless. It was superb. The silence, the roar. Literally, it was just a handful of people in the whole section, kind of wasn't it? Just going mental. And they were all just looking at us. Hilarious. I turned around to John Fallon behind me. He was up like that. It was just incredible. 80 LFC and Austria.
Football friends.
Really? Well, Martin, you made loads of friends in the pub that you watched it in, didn't you, yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Because I'm a social butterfly. When I go to the pub, I'm a social butterfly. I had the whole pub supporting Ireland.
Well.
I done a Raw live myself. All right. Meet and greet.
Roaring live yourself. There's Raw live and there's Roaring live. Yeah. We do need a favour from Austria. We do need a favour from Austria. We need Austria to not lose, and we need Wales to not win. Doherty is raging, says AX2. Garage McGann, the wall, Knight, Ferguson, Brady, all will be chomping in a bit to come back in. Competition will be healthy.
So will Doherty. People are acting like Doherty will be dying to come back in. Doherty will be. Doherty was there on Thursday night. He was sharing the goal last. Even Sammy Smodix, he's getting abuse on it, but he was sharing it and he's been celebrating it. Like,
yeah,
to do all everyone wants to be there, particularly more now. Like,
yeah, they all deserve to celebrate it. Absolutely. Or the odds of us getting a home game for the first playoff, is it even a possibility? It is if we're in pot 2. And for pot 2, we need Wales not to win and Austria not to lose. And that answers that question there for Martin, I hope, as well. Connor, frozen. Oh, yeah, the issue there, but it's all sorted. RT McDonough Coleman has been crucial to the change. Latch Echo, Connor is gone to get his gloves. G, off the ball, sharing rep track and Lansdowne Roar videos and socials. How the tables have turned. You up the Roar faithful. Thank you very much, G. We do appreciate that. We've kind of got mini viral, haven't we? Adrian Rochford. Any possibility Spanish never gets another call up, more balanced without him? He's done nothing for Ireland, really, albeit playing out of position. Oh, he'll come back in. I'm sure he'll come
depends
back in.
Depends on his club form, and depends what others like what they do. Because maybe Andrew Moore may be back in Europe in January, from what I'm hearing. So if he can light it up somewhere, maybe he'll take his place.
G says he wouldn't have him in, to be honest. LOI talk. Well, lads, what's the crack? What a day yesterday. All eyes on the international games tomorrow. Good stuff, LOI talk. Thank you very much. 80 LFCs. Keller is probably in the top 6 keepers in Europe at the moment. Maybe top 5. Daniel Mullen. Queeving going to Brentford was a good move. Loved him at Liverpool, but I understand why he left. He's improved massively since going to Brentford. It's amazing, he never let us down really, but it's amazing what can happen when you're playing week in, week out. Nurek Mastermind landing ladies outside the Pointer Bar post-match. They were on holiday in Budapest and went to the match. They got their tickets from Hamer because they are dental clients of his. Fair? It's on the level, or is he taking the piss?
I think that is on the level.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
All right, earlier. Nice. Mike Fitz seen a photo of the under-21s from 2019 bar. 3 the starting lineup all have played part in the last 2 games. Huge credit goes to the underage system in the last few years. Very true. I've given Cullen no end of stick, but fair play to him. He showed up this past week. Said he's done well.
Brilliant.
He's done well.
He's posting while he's on the show from burner account, trying to apologise, backtracking.
I don't apologise. Ryan McDonald. If Scotland gets the job done against Denmark tomorrow, then Poland will replace them pot 2. Would you rather face Poland or Scotland in the semi-finals? Scotland, really. They're a bit of a mess at the moment, aren't they? Scotland?
One-off game in Dublin. Would that mean would we be in pot 2 with that?
No, it would be away. It would be away because we'd be
away. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. I would say Scotland are probably a more balanced team, but Poland obviously have Lewandowski. Compared to Scotland's thing is Scotland is their midfield is brilliant. They have
Yeah.
a very strong midfield and very strong
Yeah.
wing, and even a full back. They're very, but at centre half they're very weak, and they've no number 9 at the level that should be. Whereas with Ireland is kind of the opposite. Where we're strong, Scotland are weak, and where we're weak, Scotland are strong. So that's a good question. I actually don't know who I'd rather play, to be honest.
Fair.
I hope
Good,
we're at
let's
home
see.
for the first one because it's tickets as well now because everyone's going to be on this bandwagon.
Yeah. Oh, because you're going to be ticket out selling all your tickets, stealing money from the supporters club.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh my
Wow.
Money mess. Martin does not charge over face value. Money messing.
Jesus
man of people
Christ.
I sorted out for tickets.
Yeah.
You ungrateful.
Great FC. Bit has impressed me. I see bits of Wes Houlihan. Celtic Symphony, Liam Scales, Unsung Hero. And Ryan McDonald goes, you call him out for not being good enough for Celtic the other week, Celtic. Oh, we'll get back to that.
Oh, no.
Adam Curtis, hands down the best international one I've seen since qualifying for Euros 2016. Parent put the country on his back. And was outstanding. Him going abroad was the best thing for his career. Jared Conway, amazing seeing everyone who's bringing a step today. Strangers chatting about the game. The feel-good factor is back. Celtic, he isn't. This is about responding to Rory about Liam Scales. The level of European Cup winners is bigger, but well done to him. He's an honest footballer and he's managed to make a career for himself. Ryan McDonald shit the pants there when Szoboszlai had it lined up at the end.
Yeah, we all did.
Yep.
No, why he dinked it.
And the commentary, by the way, from Tara Maloney and Ray Hout was brilliant, wasn't it? Oh my God, no partiality there, right? All right, no partiality there. When he was on the when Ray Hout was on the commentary, he was chatting away to something, but he was actually on the podcast, so I didn't say anything. But I was watching the goal with Dara, like he had they were only like a couple of rows down from us, Connor, and I just watched the replay, and I just kind of looked at the Dara and just gave him a wink and a nod, and that was it. Moment.
Another football friend.
Well, Martin, this is what happens when you go to matches, isn't it? You actually get to meet these people.
I
Ryan
like
McDonald
I like to sit with the fans when I go.
in a pub,
Down with the fans.
hundreds of miles away. Okay. Ryan McDonald, Celtic are shite. Scales are the best player. Oh, Jesus. Celtic Symphony, not Johnny Kenny. Garage McGann, any confirmation about the Scales and Festival suspended for the semi? We believe they are, Garage. We believe they are. Kieran Leo, love the content this week, lads. Nice meeting you, Dave. Can't wait for March. Good man, Kieran. It's lovely meeting you too. Met him on the train, getting off at Euston Station, which is kind of nice. Derek Conway, wish the playoffs were in a couple of weeks to help the momentum. I know that's it. We've got a few months now.
The build-up's going to be so good now, March. Now we have something to actually we'll be all buzzing now.
We're going to be there, home and away, home or away. Gee, we need Macedonia not to have a Macedonia. I know, right? Keith Morrell, North Macedonia are no mugs. No, they're not. If they're fighting for second place, they definitely aren't. Dutch are notoriously arrogant, says G. Jared Conway, Collins just needs to stop having brain farts. He's getting more consistent with Ireland now. He is. Nick, to be fair, Szoboszlai was apparently making a silly face at one of his teammates. He still time wasted to fuck though. Okay, yeah. I mean that's fair, Nick. I think we all probably got caught in a day. See, and you lot, the pair of yous having a go at him because he's a Liverpool player, picking on Szoboszlai
for being a horrible person wasting time.
I mean, we all fucking do it. We were doing it against Portugal, to be fair. But yeah, the way he was, it was hilarious that they wasted their own time. Keith Morrell, Cole was brilliant, proper captain, leader. Knows how to badger the opposition, get in the rest here. Collins needs to take a few lessons from Seamus. It's a dark art. You have to do it. And Coleman is so aggressive. I don't know if you saw it, Martin, in the pub, where he was in like one of the players' ears. Do you remember that, Connor? Like he had his arm around him. I think it was Shalai, was it? He was just like, oh yeah.
It was he got sent off last time.
Yeah, winding him up all the time. James Rodriguez in 2014. Not sure what that's about.
Is it about the player 5 got?
Troy Power, like
5 goals.
Like one of the players that just completely tore up a tournament and then got a big move from there. James went from Monaco to Real Madrid after. Do you remember when he beat Stephanie Roach to the Puskas Award?
And he failed, didn't he?
No, he still did. He did well. He was good at Real Madrid, but he just wasn't like world class as such. But he still had a good career. And then he went to Bayern, and then he went to Everton for a season and was very good at Everton. And then Benitez came in and sold him, and Ancelotti went back to Madrid.
That's right. Daniel Mullen, I hope RT showed a playoff draw on Thursday. I believe they are. but we're going to try and watch them. I imagine so. Yeah, why wouldn't they? To be fair, their international coverage has been excellent over the last week or so. Hugo Brooks, have fun at the awards. Best luck. Thank you, Hugo. Football Content Awards, lads. We're up for it. Best international podcast. Let's see what happens. Paul McGlinch, great night on Saturday. The guys at the Publin were a great bunch of lads. There was a minibus of police around the corner. They were wasting their time. No nonsense out of the Irish fans. Yeah, I saw that, Paul, as well. They were just sitting in the van. Every Irish bar, there was a van with police in it. Declan, Connor, I'm sure you were on my flight to Manchester today. Was going to say hello, but you looked wrecked. Ah,
it was in your flight. You should have came up to me. I wouldn't. I'm not ignorant like Dave. I speak to everyone. I'm not an introvert.
I speak to everyone.
No, you don't. You said to me, "Quick, come in this coffee shop." Look, I saw some people looking at us. They recognise us. Come on, let's not talk to them. You said that to me once, Dave.
Actually, seen Jacob Bryan in Manchester Airport today. He was there, but I didn't want to go up to him. He was carrying his little baby, so I didn't want to be rude. Like Martin would have asked for a picture with the baby.
So I held the baby and got.
Can I hold him, Jake?
Can I have the photo with the baby? Thanks. Can you take it, Jake?
No, but Declan, you should have said hello to me because I'm not rude. I wouldn't have been like Dave.
No, be honest, I talk to anyone.
True. No, I'll be honest. Declan, you should have said hello to Connor and asked him which 12-year-old scored a penalty with their left foot, while with their right hand in the air for some
while holding Jacob Bryan's baby. People complaining about the commentary of the goal last night. I thought it made a moment even better. Were people actually moaning it? Were they Hungarian or
no? He forgot himself, didn't he? It's Sarah. When it went
and it's because of Houghton as well. No, and it's because of Houghton as well. And you were like the co-commentators meant to kind of like wait a bit and let the main commentator, but Ray just lost that. Like you probably should have. The sort of things like maybe you should put the mic down and just scream to yourself. Like you always see Gary Neville doing it.
They were worried about being offside as well, weren't they? Well, Ray was.
Do you know what? I loved it. I watched it back. I watched it back on the plane. Just that goal, the moment. I loved it. Love it. It's raw. It's real. It was real. It's not this, like ourselves, Connor. It wasn't like hold on, just 3, 2, 1, click. Yeah, it wasn't. It was like it was proper emotion. It was real, and it was very real. And no, I loved it. Fucking people just moan about anything. KLM are decent. Stay away from those propeller jobs, muck. I've never been on one. Conway versus Italy 94, best performance. Glenn Forbes, how are you fellas? So do you want so who do you want in the World Cup final after Troy scores to win against England in the semis? I might put you all up in Michigan, especially if we end up playing any group match. Toronto, the emotional release from yesterday has been special, especially since there's so little to celebrate in the last few years. Thanks again for your fab work. Thank you, Glenn.
We won't forget that, Glenn. We won't
screenshot that. Screenshot that.
Go on.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's on YouTube. Gee, it's top 3 if we qualify. Fair. On the best moment. Cam, my mate left the pub at half-time. Shame on him. No fate whatsoever. Oh, Jesus. Declan, it has to be up there, lads. We were dead and buried. And that was hostile place to go yesterday. Yeah, smash and grab.
What a stadium. I think it's the best stadium I've been in.
Super.
Unbelievable. I think it's the stadium's out of this world.
Oh, super. Like, it's quite brutalistic on the outside when you go in. It's actually made out of the rubble of the NEP Stadium. But, no, it's huge. Fucking, it was so connected, like the media section. You couldn't see who was in front of you. You couldn't see who, well, we could when we were dancing around like maniacs and we had Gavin Cooney in front of us. He was on Sky, actually. We saw him on the way to the... we saw him on the way to the airport, Connor, didn't we? We were looking for an Uber.
After he seemed to be in a big rush getting to the airport because obviously because we were running. Remember, I had booked an Uber and it was waiting like 15 minutes, and it would took way longer for us to get back to the hotel. So I'm guessing it would have been hard for him to.
Well, he got back. He was on Sky this morning. Anyway. Fair play to Gavin. A lovely fella. It felt like the Alan McLaughlin going against North that sent us to USA '94. Yeah, it was a bit. The silence as well. When was the last time he scored 3 away goals from home besides Gibraltar a couple of years back?
Probably Gibraltar a couple of years back.
Oh, away. Luxembourg, maybe?
3-0, yeah. Against a top nation. No, I don't think we've ever done it. Scotland? That was it.
No, that was what
I was at home
by himself. That was at home.
Yeah. Rory Haughey. Scotland was at home. Yeah, there we go. That was
Conor Robertson, Qatar. That was
Conor Robertson, Qatar. bit
But
of a
Patrick's good.
Paul
Oh,
O'Mahony,
this is
David
hat
Connolly.
tricks. There's about hat tricks now. Yeah, players who scored hat tricks for Ireland.
Yes, Liechtenstein, wasn't it? Liechtenstein. Thank you, Paul. Obafemi was buzzing on Instagram, says Winston, good man. Glenn Granahan-
Obafemi got in the squad, wouldn't it?
He won't.
Oh, if he won't, but I mean, if he, I don't care who gets in the squad as long as he's earned it.
Yeah, if he becomes an option, it'd be great to see.
If HH loses the playoffs, will we give him one more season, or have we seen enough to try a new approach and vision? Because I imagine Duff was getting his tracksuit ready for the job. That's one we'll get into. I don't know, Daniel.
Actually, I don't know if you read his interview with Dan McDonald. He said about it. He was like something like, I used to always say no, I wasn't, and now he says now I would say I don't know how I'd answer, but I would probably say I guess. When I answered, would you want the Ireland job? And he said I guess.
Oh,
Would
Damon
you?
Duff. Oh, right. Yeah.
But he did also say about working in Irish football again, about in the League of Ireland. So in my eyes, it's either the Ireland job or look away, Shelburne fans. If Stephen Bradley gets the Ireland job, he'd take the Rovers job.
That wouldn't be a massive surprise.
But even though he's always said he'd only ever manage Shells, but I think he's starting to backtrack that a bit. But yeah, no, but as I just quickly on him, or what my personal opinion is he just has his contract is naturally extends until March, and we see how the playoffs go. If we get the North at home in the first leg, for example, which no, we can't. But say we get Macedonia at home, and we get knocked out by Macedonia at home, I don't think that balance a new contract. I think that's where you just have to put the brakes on. But if you get that and we get the final and we lose to Turkey, maybe away in Istanbul 2-1 or something, or losing penalties, that's when you can have a real conversation. He deserves a new deal. I think it's just too soon to try out these sort of scenarios, really, though. Yeah,
I agree with you, and yeah, similar kind of reasons as well. Like I still have concerns about some of it, the selection and things, but I'm going to give him his moment. And I thought it was very interesting. You think of Kevin Kilban talking up only a couple of weeks ago Lee Carsley for the job, and that he should be brought in now. And he did an interview today, I think it was, and he's backtracked completely, saying, "Well, you think he's done enough now to deserve an extension and to take the team to 2028." So.
No one saw this coming. We'll have to. We'll come back in a later date because we're running out of time here. But yeah, we're definitely going to do a podcast about that.
Yeah,
because I think we have to let this settle down. We have to look at certain things, and we do have to go through it forensically, and we have to be fair. We have to be fair to him, but we have to be fair in the whole situation. But anyway, but thank you for your question, Clown Fandango. Why not Job? Quickly, Connor. Why not Job?
He's grossly overrated. He's a nepotism.
He's a nepo baby. Nick, I take Nabel, but only if he's 100% committed. He's a great player. Like a more consistent Azaz.
I think he's more
David Kelly.
Sorry, I think he's more of a consistent Mikey Johnson probably than Azaz, because he's not as much of a different type of player. He's more Mikey Johnson style, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Jared Comey, David Kelly, Ned Brooks, John, Joe Flood, Paddy Moore. I'll be honest with you. Other three, I did not know.
1924, one of the first one.
Huh? 1924. Okay.
First hat trick. Yeah.
And David Kelly, yeah, 87 at Daily Man Park against Israel. I was on his debut as well. I was only born in 03, and that goal last night and Robbie Brady against Italy were the only two times in my lifetime where I felt the whole country celebrate together in any capacity. What a moment. We have to remember that, Martin. Like, not wishing to sound facetious, but, obviously yourself, Connor, as well. You were born in 02. Martin and I have experienced good times in the 80s and 90s, and you guys haven't had that consistent success. So it is fantastic. And hopefully we get a new period. We want new moments. Winston Morrison, bring in CJ Egan. David Nabel is holding out for Jeremy. Call up, it seems like. Don't want players using us as a fallback.
He's already been in the scene.
Yeah, he has. He just hasn't played yet, has he? Yeah. John Patrick gets a move. I'd like to see him get another chance for Ireland. Interesting. Yeah. Does anyone know if Dolan at Espanyol qualifies, Connor?
I don't think so.
Glenn Forbes, if an English club or Celtic come in for Troy Parrott, what would you? Who do you think would be a good fit for him? Thanks again.
Celtic. I was reading. I wanted to shoot myself earlier reading Celtic fans saying how good of a signing Troy Parrott would be, and I questioned and asking Celtic fans, what are they smoking? Like, I seen Keeler's put a tweet out. He met the other day in that lives in Luxembourg. You met him in Slattery's on Thursday, saying quotations. Would Kylian Mbappe be a good sign for St Patrick's Athletic? Because this is what who the fuck do they think they are? He's not going to
that was
Celtic.
hilarious.
They don't have 25, 30 million. Could be more to spend on Troy Power. Like, he's not going to Celtic. Grow up, you entitled pricks. I cannot stand you. Go away and leave our Troy Power alone. Troy Power International Airport will not be landing in Glasgow.
Wow. I wouldn't go as strongly as
Jesus, he threw his Troy's out of the pan.
I wouldn't go as strongly as Connor about it there, but no, he's not going to sell. He signed for like £6 million, didn't he? Troy Parrott did. They're going to make a massive profit on him. So no, he's not. I wouldn't have gone to sell the English club. I don't know really. What English club would really?
I know Wolfsburg wanted him in the summer. I think hopefully he would stay in Europe. Stay in Europe would be great. If he got to like a Champions League club around Europe or something.
Yeah,
play with Champions League. Not like it's not like a Ferencváros, but like a top German club or top French club or something. Like maybe like a Marseille would be.
I'm not comparing like him to Harry Kane, but Harry Kane was very late as well, like he was, and I think this is where Troy is, to be honest. And he could just kick on from this. He could with just confidence and being trusted and being the out and out first man on the team sheet. He could just kick on and be elite, like proper higher level than this now, to be honest. And then given the opportunity and scores and plays, and you play to his strengths.
Fair enough. David, Glenn Forbes, Parish stay abroad, in my opinion. It's in Spain, Italy, etc. There's no point leaving where he used to be sitting on a bench in England, and he's too good for Celtic. Also on that, according to Ed M, Clem Fandango, your man at Espanyol Dolan does not qualify, and it was checked apparently. It was checked when he came through Blackburn. There you go. Lads, house tricks, can we qualify and will we get a home draw? Get a home draw for in pot 2 if Wales don't win and Austria don't lose. We need those two things to happen, and then we get a home draw. And of course we can qualify. It just look at the draw though, really. Nick Cullen, proper underrated. Cormac Murray, who gets the credit for the last 2 games? Halgrimson, O'Shea McCarthy, or all 3? I think all 3.
The latter.
Yeah.
All 3. Declan, I read Everton is strongly interested in Troy. They need a centre forward, but it could be a good fit maybe with Coleman being there and Jacob Bryan as well. I don't know. They're struggling at the moment, and there's talk about maybe Moisey won't be there very long.
What they do, they are creating chances. Just Barry and Beto couldn't finish.
But I could see though that I would hate for him to go to a club brought in by a manager and the manager's not there. Because that would be the kind of luck he's had. He's had some very bad luck, Troy Parrott.
But Everton are getting linked to every Tom, Dick and Harry. Everton are this club at the moment. They keep getting, it's like Michael Noon. I'm reading stuff about Michael Noon and all Man United scouts, Everton scouts are out and watching them in the World Cup. And like, being honest with you lads, oh shit. We know they're watching, every club in Europe is watching them. Like that sort of thing. Like it's not a groundbreaking story of someone, it's just probably someone's just stating the obvious because every club in Europe was watching a lad's tearing up the under-17 World Cup. It doesn't mean the thing is he will end up in England. I'd be 99% sure. But like, just don't read too much into saying a club has their scouts watching a World Cup because every club in Europe was watching them.
No, fair enough. I read Everton strongly interested. Troy, they need centre forward. Could be good. Sorry, we've already read that. Brady hat-trick against USSR was pretty good, but not Paracus, says E. Tom Hall. Scales is definitely suspended. Northern Ireland rested players today who were 1 booking away for that very reason. 1-0 over Luxembourg they got. Cormac Murray, does the past week finally put to bed the obsession with style of play and snobbery towards long ball and also the acceptance of mediocrity that had crept in with a lot of people? Long ball can be good. Long ball football can be good football, Cormac, in the right doses and the right amounts. And you could. The problem is when you do anything for the sake of it. If you just tip it around the back for the sake of it, or backward, back and side for the sake of it, with short passing, that's pretty pointless. Just hitting balls over the top is pretty pointless. When you do it with purpose and it's effective, then yeah, I've always said I want a mix. I just want a mix. When your first thing is to just latch it up the field, no, there's no point in doing that because then you just lose the possession and the ball comes back at you. So no, I think a style. I think a good mix. We players that can play a decent brand of football. Look at the game against Portugal. It was efficient. Every ball over the top looked like it had an effect. Looked like we were in there. You know, that's good football. That's a quote from Johnny Giles in Euro '92.
Well, it's good. Like all good with playing that, and then when it plays Armenia at home, you can't get away with just trying to do what the side we played against Hungary and
Different
Portugal.
horses for different courses. David, the FAI might be quick to offer Hamer a new contract now. There might be some interest after getting us to playoffs. The team is starting to click. I'd like to see what he could do with us at 11. RCD, something tells me no top teams will be in for Hamer. Don't worry. Cam, wonder if Kieran Dewsbury Hall will want to change his mind to play for us. I doubt it. Jim Bear, when does the Roar get it in the fucking box t-shirts go on sale? Seriously, happy for you lads. Your hard work last few years was rewarded. Thank you, Jim.
They're on the way.
But Dave's is getting in the fucking box. Mine is Don't Doubt Me. Martin's is, I don't know what yours is. Yours just a big massive
2 pints, please.
Gone to the pub.
It's like I Heart London.
RCD, Nathan Collins and NPS, I said Coleman and Key Egan have been key. Irish Aviator, evening lads, good man, Irish Aviator. A related question, but do you know if there's still a student section for the season ticket still waiting on a reply from the FAI? Martin, very quickly on that.
There is, I think, yeah.
I don't think there's a section. I think it's just a price range.
Student concessions, yeah. The student, there is, yeah. And a massive demand, isn't there? Did you see that? Jumping on the bandwagon, the queues and stuff for season tickets?
Well, straight away, they put an email out. The FAI was clever. We're going to be there. Do you want to be there? Because now we have playoffs and stuff. And
but the funny thing is, a lot of these people, like if Wales, say for example, Wales win tomorrow, we're not going to have a home game before the World Cup if we qualify. So unless it's like the final, but I don't know why the final. I think maybe it might go off who's a higher seed gets the final. So say we have 2 away days in the World Cup before the World Cup, and then maybe we'll have like a send off game and double before you go. But people aren't going to have the points built up for going to the home games by then to make a difference. But in fairness, probably the World Cup could be going off ballots and stuff, won't it?
Just on the marketing thing of it, and I know I've said it before, I won't keep too long on this, Dave, but this is where it's essential that they should be marketing last night. Troy Parrott, celebrate Troy Parrott's goal. Here you go, get the shirt, 10% off for the next 24 hours. That's what they have to do in Irish football. Man United do it all the time. Where anyone has man of the match, they kind of just send out a bloody blanket email, buy your Bruno shirt, 10% off. And that's what generates sales. People, and that's what has to happen.
No issue with that. Nick says Scotland's goalkeeper is 42 years old. Stephen Ring, seen Darren Maloney got a slating online after the game. I don't know why.
He always does.
So fickle. I thought he was excellent. Where's Rolling Stones? Says RSD.
Where's George Hamilton?
He has gone missing. I hope he's all right. Where's George Hamilton? He's such a loss. Well, I mean, he's getting on a bit now, George. I do love George. Fiona Darcy, lads, just want to say to you, you've been brilliant last year, so thank you, Fiona. Great to see you growing as a channel. Thanks so much for bringing amazing Irish content year round. Roll on these playoffs. Come on, you boys. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you for everybody for your support, by the way. Are those Switzerland under 17s any good, Connor? Hopefully not another leadmouth in goal or loudmouth in goal. Quickly on that.
Yeah. Ireland played them the final game before the tournament started in October and Drew won all of them. So it'll be a very competitive match. And so it will be a very competitive match tomorrow. I don't know who's the favourite because I haven't seen Switzerland play, to be honest. But it's got all I know is going to be a very even tie, and it'll be nip and dug. It could be another penalty shootout. It could be a moment of magic from an Irish player or a moment of magic from a Switzerland player. So it's something to be very, very excited about.
There you go. Ben Bulbin 8. Guys, final playoffs, could that be any combination of any of the 4 left and the 2 home venues random also? The semi-final is not random. That's on your seeding. So we need to be in pot 2. And then it's a random draw for the final. So, but we could get 2 home games. Who knows? Harrison D. Fair play to referee for not blowing a 95. I've noticed in the Champions League, all those UEFA referees blow it up early and don't add on the times for subs and stoppages with the added time period. What I noticed, Harrison, he was pointing. I was watching referees pointing to his watch. He was like that. Yeah. When they did when he made the substitutions, he's like that. Like, I'm adding it on. Which I thought was brilliant. Yeah, we knew what they were doing. And it's fair. Like, it's fair. It's gamesmanship. Harrison, do you believe Virgin Media are showing the draw? Declan, fair play in fairness, Connor. I only had an hour sleep myself last night. My house at my home. Good stuff. Tony in LA. Well, that's I'll put you up in Los Angeles. Good man, Tony. IFB Media. Hungary aren't a top nation. It would have meant even more, I guess, a good team.
He's referring to this. Bill has been an awful few arguments, and there was a Hungarian he'd have row with, I think, yesterday, which is a shock. Dave's or Bill's daily argument, but Hungarian was basically like it was like it wouldn't have hurt if it was against a good team or something. So Bill is took that personally. But fair play to you, Bill. Bill's done a great job of rattling Hungarians, in fairness.
Yeah, tell you that like Stapleton must have got a hat trick, and I think Brady got one in an 8-0 win over at Malta in 85 or 86. Would have been 85, I think. I'm not too sure. I will check it out.
I did look it up, but no, I don't think so. Brady didn't.
Alice, Jack, who can we get in the playoffs? Connor, quickly on that.
I don't know. Well, like if we're pot 2, it means we could get like Bosnia away, or at home, Macedonia at home, Albania at home, and Kosovo. Is it? I can't. I need to double check. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I took a screenshot of it last night. But yeah, you're going. Yeah, walk away.
No, I was going to say, yeah, Connor, get back to us on that one. Shane Barry, having lived through the 1990 World Cup, the passion I've seen from the lads the last week has really brought me back. Good man. So Andrew Burnett, big up lads, missing some lads, still missing some midfield help, maybe wingers too. That would help us get us back in the ranks. Go ahead, Connor.
We're currently in pot 3, so if we are staying in pot 3, the possible aways currently at this current moment are either Wales, Scotland, Slovakia, and Czechia in the semi-final away, which all are actually difficult ties. If we move into pot 2, it would be either Albania, Bosnia, Kosovo, or North Macedonia.
Fair enough. There you go. I was in a pub in Mexico, in Wexford, where Packy saved the penno, and Troy's third goal really brought me back to those days and the country losing their minds. Let's echo. Will Martin start coming to matches now? We are waiting.
Hey, he's an armchair.
Bless him. Sorry, Martin. We're starting a skull campaign against you. Stephen Ring, I hear Everton are looking at Power. That might not be a bad shout. Brentford for Power, says G. That's not a bad shout. Nick, Southampton fan saying Power would be a good signing for them. Oh, God.
Jeez, I'll go to the championship, Nick.
Now, Andrew Burnett, $2. Try back to Spurs, please. Good man, Andrew. Thank you at the Super Chat. Yeah, thank you very much. And if you want to support us, you can. You see on the option there, a Super Chat. You get your comment right out, guaranteed. And you can donate whatever you want, because we need your support. Nick, I think he should go to a top Bundesliga club personally. Good shout. Daniel Mullen, will both playoff games be at home for pot 2? The first one definitely will be, but the second one is a random draw. How much will Parrott be sold for? Will it be right the Irish record? Davis Knight says he will stay in Europe. Harsley have to break.
Well, but Ferguson could break it though as well next summer as well. It could be both broken, and thing is Collins could break it as well next summer. So they could all break it next summer.
Kelleher could break it.
Yeah, he might do another
season. Yeah, there's a few of them. Abraham Lawal, he gives us 2 claps. Thank you very much. Alistair Jack, Nick, the final will be drawn, mate. Abraham Lawal, do you think Boston Lawal will slot into the first 11?
I do, Abraham. Top man, Abraham. Yeah, Boston, I think. I think we all want Boston to come straight in.
King Boston.
King Boss, yeah. And I think I believe he's going to be back in action this week for Stoke. So the week couldn't get any better for us, could it?
No.
Well, it's going to be out in full stead.
Could we win tomorrow at the under-17s? Rory High, Semi will be at home if in pot 2. Not sure about the final. Drawn. Stephen Ring, seen a state today that all our goals were scored by Barrett, Ferguson, and Ida, with Kenny coming through and Noonan continuously showing his potential. There will be serious competition for places up top, but is there a worry we have no goals from midfield? I think the midfield's a worry anyway. To be fair, that is a weak point. But as you saw against Portugal, you can bypass that. You got Finn Azaz in there launching balls over the top. Abraham Lawal, do you think Boston Lawal slots in the starting 11? Sorry, that's coming again. Nick kind of wants to avoid Kosovo. They're pretty good. I'd love to go though. I'd love to go to Kosovo.
No, we can't get them. We can't get them. It would only be at home.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Clem Fandango, Wexco. Yeah, sorry, Clem. I'm still shattered. Nick, Cheche, Czechia, sorry, Chechnya. Jeez, imagine playing a game in Chechnya. Czechia, Czech Republic are struggling a bit at the moment. Lost to the Faroe Islands. Give us Czech Republic. What players are we missing? Andrew Burnett. Oh, we're missing loads. Jason Knight.
Knight,
Can't
Boston, Brady, Omo Bamidele technically, because if he was fully fit, I think he would have been in the squad. Doherty, even. Who else is there? Smallbone,
Evan Ferguson.
Rocco Vata.
I'm Bamidele.
Bennett's coming missing, yeah. Is there any other midfield? There's another midfielder that's gone out of my head. We're missing.
Missing loads.
Missing loads.
But
There was 12. There is supposedly 12 are missing. What Heimer said.
Alistair Jack, cheers, Connor. I'm a Celtic fan. We're not all on glue, mate. Johnny Glenny, we need Johnny Kenny. Jesus, Glenny, fucking hell. I need to get off this. Need to get off the glue. We need to keep using him. Evan, the biggest person we're missing, Andrew, and Stephen Ring says, Connor, take that back. We are not missing Doherty.
Yeah, but he's technically an option aside injured. Yeah.
AX2. Wouldn't rule out Vata going for a big fee. That's another one. If he gets back from that injury and kicks on, Connie Doherty looks top class.
He does.
And one last comment here. Aaron Gubbins. Well, lads, only joined now. Out of shower. What a fucking week last week. Jesus, I've watched the game over and over. Parrot, the GOATs. To be fair, they're all legends. So proud. He deserves some bit of extra bob. Thank you very much, Aaron. I do appreciate it. And speaking of which, you can support us. If you can buy us a coffee, a one-off donation, it's a great help. Just help us keep doing what we're doing. And also Roar Plus, you can join us $4.99 per month for a bit of extra content. We are going to start ramping up the content now and that. I know we keep, but it is going to happen because now we can actually have some space to breathe. But what a fantastic window. But yeah, we are going to wrap up the content on that. So if you want to help us, $4.99. It's all in the description below. Literally the first couple of lines down there if you scroll down on YouTube, in the description of this video. Anyway, lads,
just one thing just for tomorrow. Dave just worked pointing out tomorrow, massive day for Irish football. All 3 games on from an Irish point of view. 2:45 Irish time. Under 17s face Switzerland. Last 16 World Cup on RTE or FIFA Plus if you're abroad. At 6 o'clock, the under 19s face the Netherlands. Technically, it's not a must win, but a draw would hopefully get them through the elite rounds, or it's all to play for, and which will be streamed on the Netherlands YouTube channel. And then at 6:30, the under 21s face Andorra in Andorra, and what it really is a must-win game. I know it's early in the campaign, but it is must-win. They're sort of team 86 points against, and it'll be on RT as well. So it is going to be some day of Irish football tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be able to record a reaction to it tomorrow night as well. It'll be good to hopefully 3 wins.
It's been something else. Andrew Burnett, big up, lads. Rest up. For us to keep seeing and enjoying these away games. Looking forward to away vlog, and thank you very much. It will be coming. The reaction was unreal from you. Appreciate it. BB42, big up to Martin. I've seen some nonsense recent years about the loyal Irish diaspora from London, New York City. Respect our blood Irish brothers, because Ireland is nothing without them.
They're playing.
No, just joking. We're only winding them up. Yeah.
God! Before we go, I haven't told you where I was on Friday. I had to chat about the next one.
Yeah,
Saipan. I've seen it, but anyway.
That was Saturday.
Saturday, was it? Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday.
We'll definitely talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that in the next one. See you, boys and chatters. Nice one, Clem and Aaron Gubbins. There's an away vlog coming up there, class. There is coming up. It's all the footage is there, so I need to just get chopping and changing, and I'll get into that. Right, we're gonna leave it there. Thank you so much. What a window it's been. The boys in green. We march on to March. For our I didn't even do it on purpose. It's just coming out on me. You are. But yeah, no, listen, fantastic. And your support has been absolutely amazing. As I said again, if you want to support us, you can buy some coffee in the description below. You can head over to Roar Plus. But also, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, head out to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account. You can give Connor a follow over there on Rep Tracker on Instagram, and of course over on Twitter, doing God's
on
work.
everywhere.
On everywhere,
on every
Facebook. Hold on. Give us a follow. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, please give us a 5-star review. It really does help. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. We're going to get some more content during the week. We'll see how the under 17s get on. Just it's a little bit of a flux, as you can imagine. We're trying to get back to our daily lives, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, guys. I'm David Dunn. He's Mark Prendergast. He is Conor McAvoy. This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans. Come on, you boys of green. Good night. God bless.